I'll tell you God's old truth. This does not have to be filmed in 3D, old sport.
And it does not have to be filmed in fucking green screen 90% of the time, old sport.
Cheers.
Cheers.
The Great Gatsby. Alright, so The Great Gatsby is based on the acclaimed novel of the same name written by F. Scott Fitzgerald, which I read in my high school. Did you read it?
No, I did not, because I didn't offer it.
The book of the same name follows the adventures of a man named Nick Carraway, who in this is played by Tobey Maguire, an aspiring writer, and works as a stockbroker on Wall Street, I believe. He just moved into an old cottage next to the very infamous Jay Gatsby, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, who throws these big parties, like big, lavish, extravagant parties, and they're just over the top as can be. Jay notices that one of Nick's cousins is his longest loved Daisy Buchanan, played by Carey Mulligan. Unfortunately for Jay Gatsby, she is married to the brutish Tom Buchanan, played by Joel Edgerton. Jay tries to get Daisy back for him. There's basically a whole cheating affair going on, and Nick is caught in the middle of it. Alright, so Lucas, you didn't read the book. I did. And you saw it at a different time than I did. And you saw it with Alex and Joe.
Yep.
I saw it with my friend Sarah. We both saw it in 3D, although I saw it in a different format with my friend. We saw it in XD 3D, which is kind of like IMAX. They brighten up the screen for the 3D. The custom surround sound, there's a big ass screen. It makes the experience a little bit better, but for Great Gatsby, it didn't make it that much better, to be honest. I read the book. I'm a bit disappointed with this adaptation. You didn't read the book, so
I liked it a bit more.
The movie's biggest strength is that it follows the book extremely well.
I like this movie a lot because Leonardo DiCaprio stole the show. Even though he said old sport probably about 500 times in the movie, it was still good. I still liked it. Tobey Maguire was good. You had to grow on him for a little bit. Like, the weirdest thing was where Alex and Joe, they were laughing hysterically in the middle of the beginning. They thought I sounded like an old grandpa at the beginning. I did not catch on to that until like a little while back. I was wondering why you guys were laughing, and everyone was heard them laughing.
Yeah, for me and my friend, it wasn't really until like the end of it where I was like, okay, now you're starting to sound like an old guy.
Yeah, it's Tobey Maguire, you had to let him grow on you. Carey Mulligan was good. Joel Edgerton was a dick, and he played it very well. Definitely one of the weirdest scenes in the movie where they're getting drunk at the apartment.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was definitely an interesting scene for many reasons. I still enjoyed this movie. It was still a lot of fun. Had a good time with friends. Even though Alex and Joe had different opinions than I did.
Yeah, by the way, Episode 90, he loved it. He said he'd give a 5 out of 5. And by the way, this is nowhere near a 5 out of 5. Just saying.
It's still good. I liked it a lot.
One of the biggest strengths of the movie is that it plays very close to the novel. One of the things I loved was that the film looked amazing. It was a great film to look at. Although there does come a con to that near the end of the video. Joel Edgerton and Leonardo DiCaprio are the standouts of the film, even though, yeah, we'll agree, I don't know how many times they said, good old sport. Joel Edgerton did a great job of being a douchebag. Tobey Maguire, there were times where he was good, and other times when there was a certain scene where he yelled out, I was like, shut the hell up, emo Spider-Man, seriously. Carey Mulligan, I'm a bit mixed on her. There were times where she was good, but at the same time she was overacting, like her body language and stuff. She was going a bit over the top, which I blame solely on the director, Baz Lurhmann. And the girl who was cast as Jordan Baker was fucking terrible. Here's what I heard. This was her first role out of acting school. She was cast out of acting school.
That's crazy.
She didn't fit the role of Jordan.
So Austin, what'd you think of the soundtrack?
I'm
mixed on the soundtrack.
I hate the soundtrack, to be honest.
I'm mixed.
Here's the thing, okay? This movie takes place in the 20s. You don't put modern age rap and mix it with jazz. That doesn't fit. Although I heard Jay-Z was an executive producer, so that's probably why all that got in the movie. Rap does not fit with jazz. It just does not fit. And there were so many times where I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I will say the soundtrack is good, but when you mix it with the 20s music, it just doesn't fit.
It does not.
Now, here is one of my main problems with the film. The overabundance of CGI and green screen. There are so many times throughout this movie, I was like, is it me or can you notice the green screen is one? She was like, yeah. This film was a great film to look at, no doubt. It really is. But every outdoor shot, every outdoor scene, there was a green screen shot. Every single time. The best parts of the movie when they were talking indoors, when you couldn't see anything, that were the best parts. I got so annoyed with the amount of green screen I could notice. I feel like Baz Lurhmann was more focused on emphasizing too much on the visual style than what was most important about the novel, which was the emotion, the character of the novel. He was so focused on emphasizing the big parties, which I will admit, he did a great job on that. But when it came to the actual character, it seems like with the over-the-top visuals, he wanted all the characters to go over the top, which only a few of them did. did. In short, it felt like he was trying to go too big. So much of the movie just fell on over itself. And another flaw I had with it was that a few times I got bored.
I had to check my clock.
Yeah, I got so bored to the point where Sarah took out her phone. And you guys know how much I hate it when people use their phones. I really did this. She took out her phone and I said, "What time is it?" She was like 2:30. I was like, "God, this movie is long."
It is long.
Yeah, and she was like, "Yeah, it is." There was a certain death scene in the film. I'm not gonna spoil what happens for you guys who have read the book, but Lucas, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's a scene where someone gets hit by a car, and just how it's orchestrated and edited. Honestly, I was close to chuckling a little bit. I mean, yeah, call me a sick little bastard for laughing at someone dying, but I just thought how it was done was like, you couldn't have done a better job than that.
I originally was gonna keep it at like a 4.5, but I decided to lower my rating a bit, so I'm gonna go 4.25 out of 5.
Oh, 4.25, okay.
4.25 out of 5 stars.
Now, as a big fan of the novel, I was really disappointed with the adaptation. Great Gatsby is overall, it's a case of a movie that focused too much on the style, that it forgot about the most important substance about was the emotion of the novel. It's too long, focused too much on the visuals, although it has great acting. Kind of boring at times, and just overall is a disappointment. And so far, for me, it's my most disappointing film of the summer. So far, don't come at me yet.
Smurfs 2.
Fuck!
I had to mention that, I'm sorry.
So overall, I'm giving Great Gatsby a 2.5 out of 5 stars. It was a very disappointing adaptation, and it's a movie they could have done so much better on, and I blame this solely on the director, Baz Lurhmann. Alright, so that was our review of The Great Gatsby. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you again, LCSteeler16. I know you love being here. And until our next review or the next top 5, we will see you guys next time, and cheers, old sports.
Cheers, old sports.
Seriously, do it. Do it. Do it.
I will tell you God's old truth. God damn it!
Fred, be quiet!
Alright, let's try it again. Alright. 3, 2, 1.
Really?
God damn it, Fred! I will tell you God's old truth. This does not have to be filmed in 3D, old sport.
And it does not have to be filmed in fucking green screen 90% of the time, old sport.
Cheers.
Cheers. Tasty.
Tasty. About Nick Carraway, played by Tobey Maguire, who wants to be a Wall Street broker, fuck.
He wants to be a writer, but
Fucked up. Bossing.
I'm trying.
Gear. Fire.
3, 2, 1. We'll say the title again. 3, 2.
he tossed it. I thought you were gonna go.
So basically, he moves into a cottage next to.
That's your fault.
I'm trying. I'm trying, but he's making me laugh over there. All right. Okay.